Hi YouTube. So I'm here in the local fishing section of my local Walmart, and if you've never fished before, the fishing section can be pretty overwhelming. As you can see, there's lots of different rods, lots of different lures, lots of different tackle. And then as I go to the other side, you'll see that there's lots of different combos. So one of the things that I look for when I'm buying fishing tackle is really the right size tackle for the type of fish I'm fishing for. Obviously, if we're fishing for small trout that are 6 to 12 inches, you don't need a big ginormous rod like this one. And you really want something small to see to use more like this pink pole. I personally don't like these type of reels. These have over the years have simply tangled up a lot, and they're a little bit of a challenge to use. Another type of reel, it's called a bait caster, and honestly that's for more experienced fishermen, so definitely wouldn't recommend that for a small child. So for me, you want a small reel, rod and reel, something like this. I could grab that and hold that down. This is a relatively small rod. It's basically 5 feet to 6 feet, and it has a spinning reel, which is to me one of the simpler reels to use. It does take some getting used to, like anything else, but once you master this, you can cast this pretty far. It's relatively tangle free, and it's relatively simple to use. So here's another type of rod and reel. It's a very small, very lightweight rod. This looks like it would be great for kids. My only concern would be when you try and cast this out, it's not going to cast out very far. So you just have to put that in perspective. When you're fishing for trout, you're going to want to cast, I would say, easy 20 to 30 yards. So having a longer rod is a little bit easier to throw. Whenever you're holding a rod and you're looking at the combination, there's a couple things you want to look for. Number one is just the overall line capacity of the rod itself, and that's listed here on your reel. For example, the gear ratio tells you how much line you take in when you turn your handle. So the higher the gear ratio, a 5.1 is higher than a 4.2. It means you take in more line. And this one tells you can hold 180 yards at 6-pound test, 150 yards at 8-pound test, etc. So that's one thing to consider, is you want to make sure you get the right reel to hold the right capacity of line. The next thing you want to look at is the actual size of the rod. So every rod will have this written on there. This tells you it's a medium action rod. It holds 4 to 8 pound test, 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce lure. So this is a good size rod to throw for trout. It's really, for a small child like my daughter who's 5 or 8, this is a rod I would probably get. Walmart is, depending upon which one you go to, every fishing section kind of has different things. So you can see these are some nice small spinners that would be great for trout. So just check out your local Walmart and kind of go through and look and see if they have some of the lures that we're going to mention in the video. The other thing you can find at your local Walmart are just simple tackle boxes. You can go with something like this, which will hold, several lures, or you can just go with a tackle tray. Personally, for something small like trout, I would probably just get a little tray like this for $3, and that would be enough to put all your lures in. But they have lots of different sizes, lots of different shapes, so you can kind of pick the one you want that's going to best meet your needs. Like I said, there's everything from sophisticated tackle systems for $40 all the way up to just a small tray for $3.78, or if you want to do the traditional tackle box, there's a little tackle box that's just $6.36 that would probably hold all the things that you need it to hold. So these are just some options. You don't need to spend a ton of money on fishing. I know fishing can be confusing if you're a beginner and you haven't fished before. This is just a list of all the reels that you see, and the prices vary from $9.44 over here on this side to lures as high as $68 on this side. So just take a look and see. Again, use your judgment of what you're trying to catch and how much you want to invest in fishing. But again, you can start out with a simple basic rod and reel combination for probably less than $20.